keep the material on the hook to a minimum. Several more turns in there to just build a shoulder, and there we go. And there's your tail of your fly and the belly of the fly. This is all going to be trimmed later. So what we do now is we take another bunch of pearl body fibre, a small bunch, bring the fibre out, removing any loose ones, pinch it roughly in the centre again, and place it just in front of the last. And what you're going to be doing is binding the fibre into this little slot here. So if you pull it this side of the hook, pinch and loop again, pull it down, it will just disappear into there, and just bind into that wedge. And bind back down, do the same as you did before. Keep the fibres tight. This time you can divide the bunch in half if you like. What I like to do is add some volume to the side of the fly at this stage. So I take that over the side of the hook and lay it down the far side of the shank. Hold it tight again, take a few turns around the base of that, pull the other bunch round, keep your fibres straight and put that on this side of the hook, and that way you can bind over the base of that and bind the whole thing together. And as you can see, we've not wasted any material, and we've built quite a nice full body. At this stage we're going to tie in again another small bunch with pea juice. Now this is a very subtle kind of colour. It's a very pale green. It's very wiry, very shiny, and it's a lovely roach kind of colour. We're only going to need one bunch of this. Now for this, we may want this to do several jobs, and it may well end up all over, splaying all over the fly. So where we've got a cut end, we want both ends to appear similar. So we get it by the end like that, and we tease the fibres until they're all different lengths. I don't know if you can see that. I'll do that there so you can see it. Strip the bare fibres out, loose fibres, and then when you bend it in half, you can offer it to the shank of the hook so it covers the top half of the fly in a curved fashion. Hold the fibres against the hook like that, pinch and loop again. All the time we're working the fibres towards the front of the hook to keep the thickness of the dressing to a minimum. And we take half of those, pull them round to the far side of the hook again in a kind of tent fashion, pull tight. Trap those fibres there, bind them back, this side again, over the top. So we've created a roll over the top of the fly. And we just bind that all down nice and tight. You can take quite a few turns here if you like. Nice and strong for the next stage. Always leaving a gap. That's the hard bit. Now we'll take a bit of this stuff, and you believe me, you don't want a lot of this gear. If you counted the strands, there's probably 10, 12 maybe. About there, I reckon. Now this time we pinch these together and lay them alongside the hook in a random fashion so they kind of splay out, and then pull this end tight against the side of the hook, hold them tight, pinching a bit down there and let the fibres splay a little. Now this stuff looks fantastic when it's bound over with this nylon. Now you can, this time, roughly pull the fibres around the front of the hook and separate them around the eye, which leaves a few fibres underneath, which gives you a bit of glint underneath, which I always like. Spread the fibres over the far side randomly and wet them down, and you can see that we're building a lovely translucent sort of curly head. You can take that, we've got about 1/4 of an inch there. Now she's starting to take a bit of life. Don't worry, you've got lots of volume, you don't need it.